So we're still in the process of building this barn here, where I've built the front half and that root cellar there that needs a little bit of tidying up and finishing, but it's a good opportunity to talk about digging holes for the posts that we use to construct these things. And that involves two of my absolute favorite homestead tools. That would be what I call digging bar and our auger, our little hand auger post hole digger. They make these jobs a lot quicker and easier than you might think to get a nice big post hole up to 8 feet down. So we're working on this barn, and I built the central wall first, and I actually did the lean-to off of this side before I made the main part of it. That's because we needed to keep room back here for an excavator to move around to easily bury our root cellar. So I'm starting to dig the post holes for the back wall. And they're a little trickier than usual because there's this layer of sand and gravel and then a little bit of tie-par beneath that before we get to the regular soil. So I have to start digging my holes by using our digging bar. Of course, there's a big old rock under here that's keeping me from putting the hole where I want it. So using the digging bar allows me to poke a hole through the tie-par. Okay, definitely have gone through the tie-par. So I'm digging a little spot around the center of the hole. It's going to allow me to get the post hole digger in there. So I'm done with the shovel part of this. Now, whether I was digging through this gravel and sand with tie-par beneath it, or topsoil that has a lot of plant roots in it, I'm always going to start the work with a shovel just to get through either, well, those roots or the gravel and tie-par. After that, when it's down to the lower part of the topsoil and the underlying silt layer, that's when this post hole auger, and I've got two of them here, that's when these things really come in handy. I've got a short one that goes down to 3.5 feet depth, and this one has a 4-foot extension on it, so that if I want a hole almost up to 8 feet deep, I can get that done. So the spinning digs it into the ground, and it fills the basket with material, and you can dig quite deep very quickly. But sometimes I gotta clear it out with my fingers here, but we're already getting pretty deep here. So I can see I'm getting through the silt and into a more sandy, gravelly layer already. We're over 1 foot deep now. Color is changing. If you hear a different sound, it's because there's a rock under there. It's pushing the auger off to one side. So if you need a really straight post hole, sometimes you got to get this thing back out and shave the sides away. Straighten out your hole. Loosen some rocks. Sounds like there's a pretty big one. That's going to cause some problems when the hole in your auger is smaller than that. But there are plenty of ways of getting those out. For many purposes, you're not even going to have to go this deep. But I want to make sure my posts are sitting below the frost line. It's about as deep as I'm going to get with this one. You want to keep your handle keep this vertical. That's what I mean. Hearing more squeaks like I'm hitting another rock, but the soil I'm pulling out looks pretty good. Looks like good draining stuff. As the layer gets more gravelly, it's harder and harder to get material into the basket. Alright, I'm basically down to rock. I'm not getting anything else out now, but my hole is deep enough. And I went and grabbed my post ready to put in. But before I do that, I'm going to scoop some of this sandy stuff back in. That way I can pack that down, have a nice level base for the post. Pack it down. And when it's time to fill in around the post, I'm not going to use this like lighter brown stuff that clearly is holding a lot of water. I'm going to be using this stuff that drains well. I don't want water to be sitting around the post base, even though it's treated lumber. I want to surround it with stuff that drains really well so it can last as long as possible. Now, this is a method that we use for a lot of outbuildings. It's a quick and easy way to build something strong that'll last. We have outbuildings made using this method that have been up for well over 10 years, and they're going strong. So if you get really good at digging these post holes, you can make barns and all kinds of animal houses and sheds and root cellars and all kinds of stuff using this post and beam method. So yeah, auger post hole digger makes it fast. And the digging bar, I really like that it has a point on one end and a blade on the other, so if you're digging a hole and you get to a tree root, you can use that blade to cut through your tree root. These things are heavy duty. You can sharpen them. They are probably some of the most important tools to have around the homestead if you ever want to make fence posts or these post and beam type buildings.